And it's Monday, y'all. And it was a long weekend. A little hungover Monday. Don't even drink. Little hungover. I'm going to explain why. Let me bring on my main man, Jersey Fred. Jersey Fred, what is popping, my brother?
Oh, man. Yeah, it was a tough weekend for you, buddy. Yeah, it's
Not a bad weekend for you, buddy.
no, not terrible. We got through it.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, so I just want to hear all about Lambeau.
Well,
I'm surprised you're not wearing a cheese head.
No, definitely not wearing a cheese head. Luckily, I did not make any stupid bets. I didn't let my ego get in front of me. I am kind of stuck with this, though, because I am in enemy territory. I believe there's a couple of signed Green Bay balls back there. I'm at my boy Scott Koski's house. We're up in the UP. How's the dial-up? Can you hear me?
Barely. Yeah.
Barely. Understandable. I'm surprised we got the internet up here, but it's pretty cool. So drove over yesterday, just ecstatic, right? Ready to go. We got there 5 hours early, right? Just walked around, took it all in, man. Beautiful town. Green Bay is built for the Packers. Apparently there's 100,000 people in the city of Green Bay.
Wow.
And I said to my buddy, I said, how many people live in Green Bay that are at this game? He said about 8%.
Wow.
Yeah. Like they actually live there.
Yeah.
Now it's crazy. Everything's in a subdivision. Like you walk out into a parking lot, you're looking into a guy's like yard.
Yeah.
But all these houses are all rented out Airbnbs. It's just a huge party. Right.
I saw things about the Green Bay houses. Yes.
Yes. So one of them was all Lions. They had one group of people probably from, our area, whatever, had come up, set up shop, blew everywhere. But I'll be honest with Fred. And again, I'm going to ask you this from the TV perspective. Did it seem like there was a lot of Lions fans there?
It seems sprinkled.
Okay.
It didn't seem, I wouldn't say there was a lot of Lions fans there, but I did see, I saw a little bit of blue every once in a while if they pan in the seats, but nothing major.
When we first got there, and it seemed like maybe the Lions fans had gotten there earlier, just to see everything. And then as the time went on, I think the green drowned out the blue drastically. I tell you this all the time. Well, actually, you're not a Facebook guy, so you didn't see my post after the game. So I want to share this with you and announce this on the pod that I am actually no longer going to be in attendance for Lions games for the rest of the season.
Really?
I'm the jinx, Fred.
Wait, you're not going to go to any?
I'm only watching them from home.
Wow. That's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, Fred, but I'm the jinx. You have to figure the last 2 Lions games that I was at, we lost, and we lost bad.
Yeah, but weren't you 4-0 before that, or
I was 4-0 on the road. Now I'm 4-1.
That's not a terrible percentage.
That's a road record, Fred. Overall,
yeah, that's not a terrible road record. So you could still,
maybe next
year
some
road games.
Maybe next year. I'm going to take this year off.
Okay, yeah, that's understandable.
Home.
Yeah,
from home. This year I will take off. Another observation that I want to share with you, and then we'll talk about the actual game. Okay. I'm convinced, right, that there are 2 types of Packers fans. Okay. There's the Packers fan that come to Detroit, and then there's Packers fans that go to Lambeau, because they're 2 separate people. I've experienced the Detroit Lions Ford Field Packer fans. They're disgusting. Okay. They're disgusting. They're just, you don't want to be around them. They're annoying. The Green Bay fans in Lambeau are different. They're extremely nice. They're extremely welcoming. I didn't have a problem. Nobody said, you know me, I had the Lions hat. I had the Lions shirt. Nobody said a word to me. In fact, I was in the bathroom and one guy looks over to me as we're struggling, and we'll get into the game. Guy looks he's in line in front of me and we're bullshitting. And he said, man, you know what they need to do? They need to put that Tesla in. I think he's the next, he's Randy, or what did he say? He goes, he's Randy Moss reincarnated. And he looks over at me and he goes, but don't say anything. I'm a Packers fan. Don't tell anybody I'm a Packers fan, as he's wearing a Brett Favre jersey. Okay. But you know what I mean? Like, so that was the banter that was going on in the stadium with me. I didn't get heckled. And I can say for the most part, when I've been on the road, it hasn't been that bad, but yeah, I can't say enough good things. The place is super clean, super nice. The atmosphere is insane. Like, it was just all around a great experience, man. It was fun. It was fun.
It definitely looks amazing. Definitely a place that I'd love to be. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely a trip that you have to take if you're a football fan. You know, obviously I can't stand the Packers, but I had an amazing time. But I mean, at the end of the day, we fucking lost. We played like shit. We did not show up. You know, and I want to know what your take is, because again, I tell you this all the time. When you go to the game, it's so much harder to follow and you miss things. And, you know, I got home late last night because we drove back to Marquette, and I tried to watch as much as I could behind the scenes to get a better feel, to put two and two together. But to me, our offensive line didn't even show up at all. We continually tried to run the ball when it wasn't working. I feel like we did not want to open up the field. Did James Williams have any catches? I'm almost positive he had zero. He had an end around.
Yeah, I think he had a couple catches.
Okay, I'd be curious. Now, St. Brown had a couple catches, some big third down, a handful of them. But outside of that, we had nothing. Like, I'm nervous. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I know people. Oh, it's only week one. Calm down. I'm nervous. I'm nervous for a couple of reasons. Number one, that Baltimore and Buffalo game was insane, and we'll talk about that later. There is no team in this league that's going to touch either one of them. I don't care what Scott says about the Packers, like, you know, and their new defense, but that was insane. So, Fred, I'm going to ask you, what was your thoughts of the game last night? And I guess you can elaborate a little bit on Green Bay too, because they're going to be a real problem. They're going to be a real problem.
I will start with this. I obviously watched the Lions game. And it just seemed to me that the Lions couldn't get in a groove at all. So it was like one of those games where you were waiting for them to get into the groove. And then then it was 17-3. So then it's like, well, that throws our game plan out the window. And now we have to just try to play catch up. So like, It was just one of those shitty games where like, it didn't go scripted the way they wanted it to go or thought it would. And then now you're totally off script. And like, again, I'm not trying to harp on this, but it is week one. And there's a lot of changes to be made, but like, I don't listen, I can understand that you're a little nervous, because I'll tell you, Green Bay looked good.
They look great.
So that's one thing. We'll see what, You'll get to see what Minnesota and Chicago look like tonight. So that'll make it a little different for you too. But like, I just I don't think there's a problem. It's not the end of the world for the Lions. Right. I mean, now last night I was texting people exactly what you just had said. Actually, I texted people and said, nobody is beating either one of these teams. And that was even when Buffalo was losing 40-25. Like, you know, like it's just, it wasn't like going through the games that we watched. I'm just totally convinced now that to win a Super Bowl moving forward, you need a Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, even Love, I'll throw in there. Something like that where a guy throws and passes constantly. Like quarterbacks that throw touchdowns and run for touchdowns that's the only way you're winning a Super Bowl is like, because like it's like watching Lamar and Josh Allen do their thing is just ridiculous. Like,
It is, Fred. It's
because,
crazy.
and I will say this, because the day of the, the times of the we need a pocket passer, that's over with. We need a passer, but that can escape the pocket, if that makes
Fair.
sense. And that's all. That's all I'm saying. Like, like if you're not winning after looking at all the quarterbacks that like you're not winning a Super Bowl. And I'm a Steeler fan, and I'll just say this: you're not winning a Super Bowl with an Aaron Rodgers, with a guy who can sling the ball around but can't escape the pocket. It's not going to happen.
Now let me ask you this, because there was a handful of plays because of the lack of the offensive line that I thought that Jared Goff got out of the pocket well and moved around, which you normally don't see with him. I think it's a culmination of two things. Number one, you don't see it because you didn't need it because our offensive line was so good, and number two, it was just a situational. I think that he had gotten better. I think footwork wise, he has gotten better. So you say he needs to move. Is he in that category? Yes. And I'm very interested that you said that Jordan Love is, because like Scott had brought up as we're sitting there talking, he had way too much time. Jordan Love did. And then he said, as soon as you see him start to scamper, his exact words, you are in trouble. Like, once he starts getting moving and checking the field, we were in trouble. And that's exactly it, because our defensive backs couldn't hold up.
And I feel that way about like a Jared Goff, a Justin Herbert. Like, first of all, Justin Herbert's just slinging the ball around, but he can move. He can get out of the pocket. He can move. Baker Mayfield, he can get out and make things happen. That's the new version of the quarterback that's going to win you a Super Bowl. It's not. Listen, like the days of Brady standing in the pocket, they're over, because it's over, because defenses are changing their schemes, and getting better and sending pressure different ways, and like I think a lot of that is changing for defenses to make guys uncomfortable, but it's the guys that are cool, uncomfortable, that are going to win you games.
Yeah, poised and make good decisions on the run.
Yeah, like. But
let me ask you this:
Lamar doesn't even shake when people come in.
No,
he doesn't get nervous. Like there's guys. Now, I will say this: watching the Steeler game yesterday was crazy. That was the best game I've ever seen Justin Fields play.
It was exactly. That's exactly what they were saying this morning. Like, they are one play away from this entire morning being consumed with how great Justin Fields is going to be this year.
I mean, they missed an extra point. That the game should be tied anyway.
Right. Right. You know what was interesting? And I'll tell you this, and I texted you while this was going on. While Rodgers was making that charge, we had amazing seats, by the way. My boy Scott hooked them up. So we were club level. Okay. So we were the first seat on the top level, but we had the wall against us. So we could stand up, lean against the wall. You know what I'm talking about, right? So, and we were right at around the 38-yard line. So in between, like halftime, before the game, there was a big area where you could watch games. So all the games are on TV and this kind of tables. We brought food in, drinks, whatever. This fan base was like glued in to the Steelers game, and they were cheering him on like I couldn't believe. Something you would never see in the city of Detroit.
Well, we already know that.
I don't think anywhere else, Fred. I look over at Scott, who, okay, look, the kid burned his cardboard stand-up when he lost. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he says he's always been a Rodgers fan. I think there was a rough patch. You know, he had changed his status to it's complicated, right, with that situation. Nice. But he looks over at me and he goes, this is the true definition of a franchise.
Yeah, I mean, now, I would say that the Lions fans, I mean, they did create the Detroit Rams.
We did not. First of all, we did not create the Detroit Rams. I was cheering for Matt Stafford to win a Super Bowl.
Wait,
You
they
know
weren't
that.
selling shirts that said the Detroit Rams.
I said I wasn't. I had never
No,
used that term.
no. I'm talking about the fan base in general.
They did. The dipshits of
Okay.
our fan base did do that.
And then they exiled him.
Then they exiled him. Then they booed him.
Okay.
And booed his children.
Yes, and his wife. Poor Miss Michigan. Poor girl.
She's not Miss Michigan.
She was Michigan's sweetheart.
She was not Michigan sweet. Nobody voted her in Michigan. In fact, she's having issues right now. Well, her kids are getting harassed and bullied in school because of her loud mouth.
Yeah, that's not right. It was Michigan's sweetheart.
Michigan sweetheart. But I have to say, man, that people were cheering on Rodgers yesterday in that stadium, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's not like he wanted to leave. I would think. I don't know.
It was a business decision.
Yeah. So but again, getting back to the Rodgers, I'll be the first to admit it. We may have a fun season, but just like what I was talking about before, he's not the kind of guy that wins a Super Bowl. It's different. I would almost say that Justin Fields is closer than he is. Now, not that the Jets are going to win Super Bowl, but if you watch the game, he was escaping pressure. Now, making the decisions after you do that, that's on you totally. But the guys who can escape the pocket are going to win you a Super Bowl.
Fair. Now, it's funny you say that because
I do think that Goff can escape the pocket. I've seen him do it. So and he doesn't have to run around like Lamar or Josh Allen. You need to get the hell out of the pocket and also make plays.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're still in the same category. We were in the category. We're in the conversation. But you know what's funny is you bring this up, and this kind of makes me think. I've always said this, that we need a mobile quarterback. And as far as the Detroit Lions was concerned, I think that the mobile quarterback was number one. But there was this time at which we'll call it maybe the RG3 eras of the world, where those quarterbacks didn't last as long as your pocket passing quarterbacks. But now fast forward to where we are at right now is you don't see Lamar hurt. It's very rare. You don't see Josh Allen hurt. It's very rare. Obviously, technology is different. The way these guys treat their body is different. Do you think that plays a part in that? It allows these guys to have a little more longevity when they run? Are they just bigger and stronger now?
I think everything is different now. Everything is faster. Everything is bigger and stronger. The medicine is better. The training rooms are better. But it's just also the philosophy of football has changed. So
explain that. What do you mean by that? Explain that.
Well, your tight end isn't your tight end of 10 years ago. For starters, Gronk kind of broke that mold, right? The stone hands, tight end guy who gets cheered just for catching the ball. That's all done with now. We're way past that. The running back who doesn't catch balls out of the backfield, that's all done with now. Now you have everyone's hybrid. So receivers are blocking, tight ends are going deep down the field. Right. Things are starting to open up like that and change that way. And that quarterback position, that is the 3-step drop, make a decision, throw the ball. That's done. We're not doing that anymore. No one is. If you are trying to do that, you're not winning many games because it's going to turn into a check down and that's it. If you have to make a decision in your 3 steps, it's over. Now it's creating, it's a hybrid between, backyard football in some ways, where you're calling a play. I'm not saying they're not calling plays. But then if that play isn't isn't developing, you're making your own play after that. You're not just throwing the ball away into the ground.
Okay, well, great point, because I felt like now Scott brought this point up when he was laughing at, but you remember the movie Rounders?
Yes.
Okay, you remember the part where at the end where they're battling each other and he's like, check. That's all you did is check. And Scott's in my ear doing this the entire time, because that's exactly how we played offense.
Yeah.
We scan the field, boom, we hit it. That maybe that's the difference. See, he's in the background. You hear him?
Yes.
He's being an asshole. But it's like, do you think that's the difference right there? Like we check down to our running back instead of making a big play?
Listen, I feel that like you have to, obviously you have to check down, right?
Yeah,
but
of course, which is a great sign of a good quarterback who's able to check down, but not every damn play.
Yes, and that was the problem that I had with the Steelers over the past year was even so when my problem with Justin Fields was he would if he didn't see his number one open, he would take the ball and try to go, and that's it. Like now, watching him yesterday, I'm like, oh, we're gonna destroy this dude. Like because I've watched him play, and he was escaping pressure, and then he was making plays outside of the pocket. So it's like the check down guy, he's not going to be around that much longer. Like I feel like Flacco's your last standing hope of just a dude who's going to stand in the pocket. Like, look at Danny Dimes.
Wow. Okay. So we were going to go. There's so many other games that we want to talk about. Obviously, the Steelers and Men, but what about Danny Dimes? Is he going to be legit? Like
Danny Dimes.
Bro.
So, but like that's my point. So in the Giants system, it was stand there and throw the ball and make a check down. Now it's do whatever you got to do. Guy scores 2 touchdowns, throws a couple, runs a couple, like what is going on?
Right. I was blown away. That was definitely a surprise. Like I think I had the Colts winning that game, but I just didn't think it was going to be like that.
I feel like Tua would have been in that category if he was allowed to run. I don't even think he's allowed to run anymore.
I think he's done. I think that whole team is done. I think their coach is done. I think Tyreek Hill is going to be on another team before the end of the year.
That I can see that happening too. And listen, another thing, being a Steeler fan, watching that game on Thursday night, getting Pickens the ball 3 times for 15 yards is a recipe for disaster. Being a Steeler fan, I mean, he was getting the ball 7 times and complaining. Like, he was. Now,
you think there's going to be a problem in Dallas with him?
He's the check down guy.
But like that's his role right now in Dallas.
Because Lamb's the guy. So like left. But like his problem with Deontay Johnson was he wanted to be the number one. They got rid of Deontay Johnson. He's not even in the league anymore. And then he's the number one, and then he has a problem with that. So then he goes to Dallas where he's the number 2.
Yeah, right.
So it doesn't really make that much sense. Now, as the number 2, I thought, wow, this is going to be scary. Him and Lamb. Right. And then he didn't get many targets. He caught 3 passes for 15 yards. Like, I'm like, oh, wow, that's just going to – and who was getting the looks when the game was on the line? Lamb. He dropped 2 passes, but they didn't throw – they didn't throw one of those Pickens balls up.
Right.
Not one. So, I mean, he's mad that fucking Justin Fields or Russ couldn't get him the ball. I mean, that was our gap stop quarterback. Hold on a sec.
Now, with that being said, what was your thought on Dallas on Thursday?
I thought they looked pretty good.
I thought they looked really good too.
I thought that after watching Dallas and the Philly game, I said to one of my buddies, Giants will probably not win one division game.
Yeah, we both said that last night.
Like,
Watching
dude,
as we came home, like the Giants are the worst team in football.
they could be the worst team in football.
Giants,
And
Carolina.
yeah, I mean, there's a couple bad teams out there we don't know yet. We don't know, like the Pats could end up being really bad
Or really good too. They don't like not really good,
really
but like mediocre, where they
yeah.
kind of like are sub 500 ish.
Miami might end up just totally being terrible.
Yeah.
But like watching Ross in that Giants game trying to escape the pocket but can't escape it because he can't. It's like I don't understand what's going on in New York, to be honest. You get two veteran quarterbacks and Jackson Dart. So like it doesn't even make sense. So like you go with Russ, it was a fucking shit show. And everyone's calling for Jackson Dart. Are you going to go with Jackson Dart, or now technically shouldn't you go with Jameis?
Yes.
So like I don't get it now. So it's interesting.
So let me just interject with this. So last night we're talking about this very same thing. Scott brings up a good point and says maybe Lockhart and DJ Metcalf made Russ seem like he was a little bit better than what he really was in his last couple of years in Seattle. We saw him in Denver. We saw him in Pittsburgh. What is the benefit for Russ to go to the Giants, and what's the benefit for the Giants? Where does this make sense?
It doesn't
for
make
either
sense.
one. For either one.
It doesn't make sense at all. Now, it makes sense for Russ to try to get a job and get a bag. That makes sense. But it doesn't really make sense for the Giants to get Jameson and end him and then trade up to get Dart. So, like, listen, if Dart is your guy, then Dart's your guy. Like, it's not going to change your record that much if Dart plays or Jameson or Russ plays. So you might as well throw the dude in.
Yeah. At least
I mean,
give him
I think Jackson Dart start. Like, did you see their schedule coming up? The Giants?
No, I didn't.
It's like Dallas, Philly, Chargers. Like it's just there's a Saints game in there, but like it's just brutal. KC maybe, I don't know.
How did Spencer Rattler do? That's a game I did not hear about. Get him in late. Like
I checked in briefly on a little bit, but I don't think he did well. Also, another person I would like to put into that mobile quarterback is Penix. I mean, I watched some of his plays yesterday. Like that's the quarterback I want. I want something like that. I want a guy, not just like a Tebow guy who just would rather run than throw and is a check down guy. I want a guy who likes to throw the ball, but can also run the ball. Like,
absolutely.
So like Penix is in that category. I mean, he's pretty good. He's really good.
Despite losing, right? That sucks, but I agree with you. Let me just ask you this. Well, obviously we got to mention one other thing. Speaking of the Detroit Rams, you see Stafford went for 60,000 career yards. Pretty cool accomplishment. Yep. Hall of Fame is in his future, I think.
Does he go in as a Ram or a Lion?
Lion, bro.
Okay.
What would you say one of your biggest surprise from week one is?
I listen. One of them, and I'll think about it as you respond as well. I think one of them was the Jets, man.
Yeah,
like that was crazy to me. I had the Steelers winning 20-6. Like I thought Rodgers will get us a touchdown. We'll run for one. The Jets won't really move the ball. I've seen Justin Fields fucking enough. I know what they're gonna do. I thought that was kind of a surprise to me. I thought that the Raiders were a bit of a pleasant surprise. That was kind of cool. I'm not going to say the Chargers were a surprise, but they did surprise me.
Yeah.
Like I knew they had that. I didn't know that Herbert was just going to fucking just throw all over him. When I watched that game, I said to one of my buddies, I said, Jared Goff, they're worried about playing the Chiefs. Jared Goff is going to throw all over them.
Right. The Chiefs.
Yes. They're like throw all over them. Like it might not even run the ball. Like
Chiefs done.
I don't think the Chiefs are done because he put up a crazy game. Patty Mahomes, like that, like some of the throws he made and scrambling and shit like that. No, they're not done. I think that they're in a tough division. I think it's. I don't know if anyone in the AFC is touching the Bills or the Ravens. That last night might as well have been the AFC Championship game in Week 1.
Seriously.
And then we won't have to worry about the whole season. Like that's it. We'll play these as scrimmages and
whatever comes out of the NFC. Cute, you made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly the feeling I took away last night.
Yeah, and I mean, I think there's teams that could contend with them just because of their defenses, but like I don't know any offenses that look like that. Like Derrick Henry is just he's inhuman. Like
right.
I don't even understand I can't even describe what Derrick Henry is.
Scott was telling me something last night. It was on our way back, and I forget what it was, but like his rushing stats when he was in high school were just like insane. Like as a high school, like he had to have been like a man child.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, look what he's doing in the NFL. So you could just imagine what he was doing in high school. Like
right.
he is destroying NFL defenses.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's incredible, man. I just thought that, like, and then they have to get like D-Hop too. I mean, like that's what the Ravens need.
Yeah. I think for me, outside of the biggest surprise for me was the game I was at. I did not think we weren't going to score. Well, okay, outside of the last touchdown, but I didn't think we were going to go the entire game without scoring a touchdown. Like I thought we were going to give a little better effort. I knew that our time was coming in Lambeau. Like we had a really good streak running. This was a perfect scenario. The whole Parsons things. Like I told Scott from the jump, I said, we are going to come out playing so well right out the gates. We're going to blow your guys' doors off. We're going to make a mistake in the second, late in the second quarter. That's going to switch the momentum of the game. And it's going to come down to the wire at the end. So obviously my biggest surprise was the shit that we brought to Lambeau. I think the other big surprise for me was Dallas. Was Dallas. I think that Dallas is going to be a little bit better than we thought. And the Chiefs losing both of my pools that I bet, my pick 8, my parlay that I picked. I did not see the Chiefs coming out like that, and I didn't see. I'm shocked with the Chargers. Shocked with the Chargers. I'm very curious.
I'm not as shocked with the Chargers or like that Chiefs. Yeah, I thought the Chiefs would win, but in the end, like the Chargers were on our last year. They were on the verge of becoming great. Like kind of like they were almost there. And it seems like they made the changes they needed to make, and their offense is deadly.
But I'm curious now that I'm talking about this. If we go back over the last 3 or 4 years, I think the Chiefs have lost their first game almost every year.
Possibly,
we beat them.
Yes,
we beat them 2 years ago, and I want to say there was another. Was it last year or 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago that we beat them in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
But maybe a little bit slow start. I don't know. Interesting.
I mean, I don't think with a guy like Mahomes, I wouldn't be nervous if I was a Chiefs guy. I mean,
kind of going back to your point, if you have this kind of quarterback, this is a recipe to win.
That's why I wouldn't be nervous.
All right.
I mean, what did he getting hurt in the first, 3 snaps or whatever?
What's that?
Worthy getting taken out after like the 3rd snap of the game. That didn't help, but it was week 1.
The other, actually, there's one other thing, and then I want to talk about the Phillies chick.
Yeah,
let's not
Philly
forget
Karen?
about that. What Philly Karen? Is that what we're calling her? All right, we'll talk about that in a second. Something else again, because the week was so long, right? Starting on Thursday. What about Jalen Carter? Like, come on, guy. Like, do you think it was like provoked? They said Dak spat first. Like, you don't spit on another guy.
That was the dumbest. Like, as I was like, I'm watching the pregame, and as soon as it happened, like in my head, I'm like, they can't just throw this guy out. And then I see like, and they're like, I'm like, because in my head, I'm thinking they got to throw that guy out. But on one hand, I'm like, he's going to get thrown out because of that, like in my head. But then I was like, nah, they can't do that right now. But, I was like, that was the dumb thing. And like saying that Dak, like, oh, well, he spit at me first. And it's like, well, he didn't. But like, well, he didn't spit at your chest, number one. Even if he spit at your shoe, if the guy spit down at his shoe, at Dak's shoe, he doesn't get thrown out.
Different. Right. Absolutely.
Like if he spits down at his feet, like, you spit directly at. Now, I do have two thoughts here. Okay, he gets thrown out of the game. But really, though, these guys are supposed to be the modern day gladiators. You're going to kick a guy out for spitting on another guy's jersey.
You don't think he should have gotten kicked out?
I mean, in today's day and age, it's gotten so soft that.
Of course, even more reason why I'm surprised he got kicked out.
But like now, like the taunting is like out of control now. Like flags for celebrating. Like we can't celebrate anymore. Like,
so I think that it's starting to get a little out of hand. So maybe they're trying to reel it back a little bit.
And they admitted it in the one broadcast that they were going to be targeting taunting this year. And I'm like, I mean, like taunting, like, dude, these guys have their jobs on the line. Like, and there's 80,000 people in the stadium cheering for them. And how do you hold your emotions back? Like I understand being a good sport and stuff like that, but you're also trying to like we grew up the way we grew up, right? We grew up that football was just modern day gladiators.
Right.
Like, dude, like, I mean, obviously the game has changed tremendously since when we grew up. But like, I'm not a fan of flagging for taunting. Like, dude, you don't want to get taunted, then then make the catch. Like, I don't know, like, or defend the catch. Like, perfect example was like the whole thing with, you saw the 30, but for 30 of the U. Yeah.
Convicts versus criminals.
Yeah. Well, you don't want us dancing in the end zone. Don't let us score. I mean, like, what more do you have to say to somebody? Like,
I like that.
Like, so like you make a huge tackle for loss. Okay, listen, I'm not talking about stepping on people or anything, but listen, if the other thing is this, Brad, like if I make a tackle in the backfield, right? Huge fucking tackle for loss. Yeah. And I'm kind of standing over, dude, flexing and stuff. If your guys aren't knocking me over, then you have a problem. I don't have the problem.
I like it. I see where you're coming from.
Like, let's get, like, who cares if it gets chippy? I never understood the whole, like, the fucking Kelsey thing. Oh, he hit him with an open hand to the face. You mean he hit his face mask with his hand? He hurt his own hand. Why should that be a 15-yard penalty?
Well, and what's the difference between we were talking about this as well, like the closed hand, open
Yeah,
hand?
it's an
So,
ejection.
just anytime that you feel aggression, as long as you keep your hand open, you are fine.
You get a 15-yard penalty, but you won't get thrown out.
Okay.
But
Fine.
the crazy thing is, you also won't break your hand. So, like, how is that a penalty for me to hit your equipment?
Right.
If you didn't have your helmet on and somebody comes after you, totally different. With your helmet on, I would encourage people to hit me.
Right.
It makes no sense. It's like hockey fights with their helmets on. That's why. And the crazy thing is let me just put it this way to make it so you understand it a little more. In hockey, if you had a visor, you got an extra 2 minutes if you didn't take your helmet off when you fought.
I didn't know that.
Like that's the difference with what we're talking about here. That
Right.
You're actually getting a penalty in hockey for having the visor if you fight and don't take your helmet off. And then in football, if I slap your helmet, I get a 15-yard penalty. If my fist is closed, I got to go home.
I got to go home and I have a broken arm.
And I have a broken hand. Like, how is that? That's not tough. I'm not like, it's just, that's so weak, so soft. It's just, come on, dude. The kickoff is soft.
The kickoff's terrible. The giving kicking into the end zone and giving the other team the ball back at the 35 is a huge disadvantage. We got actually baked on that. Green Bay went 3 plays in 30 some seconds and scored on us from 35. Like that's stupid. First of all, why are you kicking it into the end zone? But I think that's a stupid rule. The 35 with these guys and as strong and as big as they are, that's nothing, dude. You might as well. They're going to be kicking from that situation in the next 3 years.
Yeah, and I mean, and college still kicks off. Like, like they're not doing that bullshit. And like they always angle it towards the player safety. It's like, no, that has no. So if it's about player safety, if I kick it in the end zone, then you get it at the 20.
Right.
No,
that's exactly what Scott and I were just saying.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
It's about you're penalizing. So you move the kickoff team so they can't run down, and then you penalize the kicker for kicking it far. So, like, how about this? Let's get rid of kickoffs and just take the ball at the 30. Like, is that what we're doing? Like,
why where it seemed like we're going to end up.
Like when you used to play, in the backyard and stuff, you didn't kick off. You just got the ball first. Who gets it first? Oh, we do. Yeah.
You get it at half. You get it at half.
Like, I mean, that's what I mean. And then you couple that in with the whole, you're gonna target taunting calls. You're gonna fucking, like throw dudes out of the game and stuff for like petty type shit. Like, listen, that's just, it's just crazy to me. Like if you take your helmet off, you get a fucking penalty. Like, what do you mean? I can't breathe. I can't take my helmet off until I go to the sideline. Like, I don't know. It's just.
Yeah, right. I'm on board with you. I think it is getting a little too much. There's so much more I want to talk about the game, but let's do this. I want to get our picks in for next week, and then I have to get your opinion on Michigan. I have to get your opinion on Michigan. I know we're not going to spend much time because the week 2 was dog shit anyway. But all right, so parlay this week coming up. I went with Bengals, Bills, Cowboys. So Bengals over the Jags, Bills over the Jets, Cowboys over the Giants.
Okay, I have Bengals and Cowboys as well.
Okay, what's your outlier there?
I was going to go with the Bills as well, but I don't. What do you have the list right now?
Yeah, I got it up here.
What's the 1 o'clocks?
Oh, bear with me. I had week. Hold on. I'll grab it. Week 2. Let's see, 1 o'clock. Browns, Ravens, Jags, Bengals, Giants, Cowboys.
Yeah, Ravens. I had Bengals, Ravens, Cowboys.
Bengals, Ravens, Cowboys. Okay. Wait, what do I have? Bengals.
Bills,
Bills,
Cowboys.
Okay. All right. Good picks. Okay. Week 2, we got to beat the Bears. Like we don't beat the Bears, we're in fucking trouble. At home, insane. Who do you guys have week 2?
Another return. It's a return game. It's the DK Metcalf return game.
Oh, so Seattle?
We're home, Seattle. So two weeks in a row, we got revenge games.
Okay. Real quick, because we are definitely running out of time. I knew that this coming off the first week and excitement itself, but football is back. College football, real quick. One of the reasons why I like the NFL way better than college, and I say this all the time, is those games were all trash on Saturday. All of them. There wasn't anything good until Michigan got their ass beat on at 7:30, which ended up being a trash game too. I mean, I don't know. I'm just pretty lackluster, disappointed. But I'm curious, Fred, what your thought was on the Michigan-Oklahoma game. I kind of feel like I have the same gripe with both the Lions and Michigan, with not being able to open the field and just pounding the ball. Like this isn't 1960, man. To your point, Fred, we got to get out and we got to run. We have a kid with Bryce Underwood who can get out and run. He is the mobile quarterback, Fred, you are talking about, that wins Super Bowls. Why did it feel on Saturday night that we had him in handcuffs?
Well, I think it's I don't think they're designing anything like that. I think they're still designing the old school way, like you say, of let's run the ball. Like, dude, think about the JJ McCarthy days. I mean, they won games without throwing the ball.
Right.
So
but there were two different quarterbacks.
No, I know, but it's still it's the whole design of the franchise. It's like, I don't know if they're ever gonna, like, I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna open up. I thought Bryce looked pretty good. I thought he looked good. I don't have
I don't either.
The kid's 18 years old.
I don't have a problem with him. I think my opinion has not changed. I just kind of feel like they got him in handcuffs. They're not if they're going to come out and say, look, we're going to gradually get him into, like, we're not overly concerned with 1 week, 2 we're more concerned with the natural progression of how he plays, and you give me that, okay. But if you're telling me that this is your game plan going forward, we got a real problem.
If this is the game plan for this year, he ends up in the SEC.
Fair. Absolutely. 100%.
I mean, there's no way around that.
Right. Absolutely.
He's got it. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not that fired up. I mean, I thought I watched a lot of college football on Saturday.
I watched everything Saturday.
And I thought it was going to be good. And there was some decent, like, players, but the numbers are crazy. The games were okay. Like, you don't even know who's on the line yet. With week 2, right. Like, so it's not that interesting right now.
100%. It was lackluster. Obviously, thank God for sports betting, right? You bunch of 3 games in there. We hit one. Scott and I hit one, late night one. Vanderbilt. I think we had Vanderbilt. We had Boston College with the point.
USC.
And USC.
That was the one.
28. That was your pick.
Yes. And I gave you Hawaii as a bailout.
You did give me. I didn't take that one. That was the 12 o'clock game.
Yeah.
Did they win?
I fell asleep watching it.
Overall, betting wise, I had a great weekend.
Listen, if it wasn't for sports betting, I'm not sure a lot of people are watching college football right now.
Great point.
I mean, dude, sports betting is saving sports. Like, nobody, like, it's saving the NHL, it's saving the NBA. Like, think about what you experienced on yesterday, right? Yeah. Not only did you go to Lambeau, right? But the starting on Thursday till tomorrow night, right? This whole experience of opening day, opening weekend, you don't get that with the NHL or NBA. Like,
No.
there's no pomp and circumstance of fucking opening day in the NBA. People aren't down at fucking Elwood's waiting for the Pistons on opening day. Like,
100%.
right? But people are taking off for the Tigers opening day.
Yep.
Like, so baseball and football, I mean, like, without sports betting, like hockey and the NBA and college football and college, like, I think it's saving the NBA.
It's a great point. I totally agree.
It would be interesting to see what the percentage of viewership is that of bettors and non-bettors.
I wonder if they can come up with that stat, because it's going to be crazy if that really
nuts.
Like, who watched the NBA basketball game and didn't have any money on it?
Yes, and is not a fan, because you're going to watch every single nationally televised football game Thursday, Sunday night, Monday night. Forget the Lions. You're going to watch the Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night game, regardless.
Yeah.
And regardless, even if you throw money on it or not. And mostly, okay, you're going to throw money on it, whatever. But you're going to watch that game anyway.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. Yep.
You're not watching the TNT doubleheader, with the Suns playing, the Spurs at night because that's a big game. Right. But before we go, I will say this, though. Let's not forget, we got like 3 weeks left of baseball. Big series this week with the Tigers. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then we're at Boston Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Yanks won 2 of 3 in Houston, won 2 of 3 in Toronto. We are 2 games out of first.
Okay.
We're making moves now. We're getting hot. So, I mean, the Tigers lost 2 of 3 to the White Sox this weekend. I mean, to be scared of anything in Detroit, I would be more scared of the Tigers than the Lions.
I'm a little scared of the Tigers.
As a fan.
I'm a little scared. And then we just got beat down by the Mets.
Yeah, 2 of 3, I think.
Yeah, but it was like 12-2. And the next day it was like 15-1.
Yeah, Soto went nuts in the game.
So, all right, Fred, we got to go because we're almost to our hour. Real quick, who you got tonight? Bears, Vikes.
I've been wrong a lot on these national games. So my initial thought would be like Vikes and over. I would say if I'm going to say the Bears. And I hate to say, I'm not betting it, but I would say the under.
So I've been kicking around. I didn't want to tell you this, but I've been kicking around. We need to get some logo shirts. And I wanted that our shirts say, it's Monday, y'all. Our faces in cartoon. And then on the bottom, just, we don't bet unders. And then you turn around and you tell me to bet the under.
I said I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
And I don't expect you to either. No.
Right.
I just think the point total will be under the number. And and the only reason I say this is because I thought it was going to be Eagles in the over. It ended up being Dallas in the under. I thought it was going to be Chiefs in the over. It ended up being Chargers in the over. Right. And then I think it's going to be the Vikes and the over. So I feel like
Bears under.
If I fade myself, it would be.
I'm not betting the under.
No,
I can't bet Bears. I'm going Vikings. I'll take Vikings and a Justin Jefferson touchdown to try and juice
some kind of prop.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Fred. Have a great week. I'll talk to you this week, and go Tigers.
Let's go.
See you, buddy.